Hello again, and welcome to Chapter 13 review. This is my buddy, Sheldon, from Big Bang Theory. Don't know why I put that up there, but I did. Let's look at Chapter 13. This chapter is all about signage and the importance of signage. Now I need you to hang with me because we're going to jump around different pages front to back on this chapter. But we're going to start right on page 218. Where it talks in the introduction about recognizing the power of signage. Obviously that's what gets our attention, but to a better point, manufacturers have now understood that signage is extremely important to get their products sold, so they're sometimes willing to help pay for your cost of producing the signage. But when saying that, if you'll go with me over to page 223. 223 and just 223. At the very bottom you'll see table 13-1. It talks about materials often used to make signs. It talks about the material, paper, cardboard, fabric, wood, etc. Then it talks about some of the characteristics and some of the uses. Just wanted to go over this because it shows you that a sign does not have to be just one thing. It can be multiple things. It can be inexpensive material. And then over on page 225, we talk about the key points of signage, and I really like this. It actually goes on to 226, but the very first bullet there on page 225 says one of the key points in creating signs is signs are often designed by people who don't use them. Think about what that's saying. The very people who make the signs may not be the ones in the stores that the signs were relied on to purchase the material. So that's something to really think about. Then if you'll jump with me back to page 218, we talk about the different types of signs. Talks about banners, wall signs, valances, putting signs on glass with the adhesive letters, moving signs, track signage, etc. It all depends on your product and your atmosphere of the store and the cost. Small businesses may not be able to afford some of these things, so paper might just be the best way for you. And then if you look with me on page 221 at the very top, it doesn't have a figure or a exhibit number. It says Small Business Association, compelling reasons to consider an on-premise sign. Look at the three that they talk about. Talks about for communicating with highly mobile society. Just how mobile is our society? Trust me. We got people in classes, they can't go 50 minutes without texting somebody. It also says to affect purchasing decisions. And remember, one of the marketing goals is turn a shopper into a buyer. Can my sign help me with that? Well, hopefully it will. And look at the third one. To brand your business and or site and to leverage your advertising. Why am I going to put all this money into signage if there's no return on my investment? If I have a sign there that does absolutely no good, I just wasted that money. Plus I'm utilizing that space for something other than revenue. But this is a pretty good chapter focusing just on signage, and it actually comes out pretty good. Again, over on page 226, you've got some chapter review notes, which is interesting. But it's a good chapter focusing just on signage. Alright, be sure and look for the video for this week's assignment. Thanks.